All right, well, welcome everyone. I hope you're excited. I see about maybe 8 of you here with us. And today I'm going to demonstrate a little bit of how to make horchata. How many of you have actually had horchata at a Mexican restaurant? Some of you have your cameras off, but not many of you, no? Okay, all right, so
what's that? I had it in El Salvador.
In El Salvador. Well, it's also, it originates, well, actually it doesn't originate in Spain, but Spain brought it over from Europe to Latin American countries. Horchata, it comes, the word from a Latin word which means barley, originally was made out of oats and actually nuts. The one from Spain was made out of nuts. In Mexico, we make it out of rice. And Spain actually pulled it from Africa, the modern day Nigeria area. So it's been adapted in different ways and people use whatever's available, but it's really making like a milky drink out of either barley, oats, or rice or nuts. And so in Mexico, the way I grew up drinking it is with rice. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. Hopefully, some of you did not get your package, but you should have received this lovely little package that Lauren put together for you. And it's got all the ingredients that you may need and also the recipe card, and I'll be going over it. I know some of you may have some dietary restrictions. Maybe you're not, maybe you're lactose intolerant or you're vegan, and so you don't consume dairy products. So I know she provided you with a different recipe for that. But I'll be going over the one that I included in there, which is the one I'm familiar with, and just talking about different adaptations that you can also do to the recipe. So let's go over first what you need. I don't know, some of you may be in your kitchen or not, but this is being recorded. You can do it later. First, you're gonna need a mixer. You're gonna need, obviously, the rice and the cinnamon sticks. Hopefully you soak them overnight. Usually at least leaving it 7 to 8 hours is good. You can see here that I have mine here. It's been soaking for quite a while. You're also going to need evaporated milk and also the condensed milk. Now I'll talk a little bit about this because this is very sweet, so you gotta be careful with this. Another option would be not to soak the cinnamon sticks and just use a little bit of powdered if it's too strong for you. You're gonna need some spoons, a spatula. Open up the milk. Make sure you have a strainer and a bowl. Some extra water that you're going to add to it after you mix it. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? You'll need a pitcher. I also want to point out, we call these aguas frescas, so they're called fresh water, and usually they're done with fruits. So on top of rice, they do them with like watermelons. Rather than soaking overnight, we'll just pop a bunch of watermelon or cantaloupe and then put it in the mixer and then add water and sugar to it. But we also add chia seed. So that's another thing that we add our aguas frescas. So I just want to point out, I don't put it in horchata, but I just want to let you know that that is a very common thing. So the first thing you're going to do is prep up here, and you're going to pour your rice and cinnamon. Actually, I'm going to put this down here. Pour your rice and cinnamon sticks into this. Grab my spatula and just put in all of it. It's very nice and soaked. If you didn't soak it, you could also maybe put it in with some warm water for a little bit, maybe 30 minutes. Make sure you like heat up the water, put it in here until it cools down, and then you're able to blend it up here. All right. Now I'm gonna put it on here. If you have headphones on, I recommend putting the volume down because this might get a little bit loud for you, or even if you're on a computer, it might get a little bit loud. So let's just, whoa. once you feel it's very much, you know, very, very ground up, I'm using a Vitamix, so it's really gonna blend well. I can really smell the cinnamon in there. Now, Lauren did tell me that she put Mexican cinnamon sticks in there, and she says that it tasted a lot spicier than she's used to, so just be careful. You may just want to use one cinnamon stick, or maybe just use a powder if you do not like spicy. So one thing I'm gonna do is actually just pour this into a bowl with a strainer. My mom actually never blended the cinnamon in there. What she would do is actually take it out, just let it soak overnight, and then just take a spatula and make sure you get as much of the water out. It's gonna get kind of stuck in there. This could take a bit. Now you could also use, what do they call, the cheesecloths as well. I'm actually gonna grab, this is very, actually still very thick. Not sure if you can see, but just pour it through. One thing is, in my family, we really didn't strain it too much. We actually left a lot of the graininess in there. And so when I go to Mexican food stores and I order horchata, I kind of miss the graininess because it's very watery to me. It's missing kind of the graininess that I grew up with. All right, so that I think is enough. A lot of this is very thick. So I'm just gonna grab the bowl that I used before, put this over here. And now what you're gonna do is just pour this into the pitcher that you have. Then you want to add a little bit more water. Actually, I should have added a little bit more water to that. No wonder it's so thick. That's where I messed up. Put water in there first. So just add your water. You can add more. I'm just not wanting to make that much for myself. And then you want to mix it up. Still, actually, I can feel it's very thick. I'm going to add some water. All right, let's add some more. One of the things also about when you have horchata at a lot of Mexican food stores, they use powder. They don't even do it naturally. They don't blend it up. They just actually use the powder, which to me, I can taste, it tastes very much like chemicals. So I can taste that it's not a very fresh product. All right, next you're gonna take the condensed milk, or if you did your own almond milk, you can do that. So what you wanna do is, I usually use this type of can opener and just kind of pour into here. And then I just pour it in here. All right, so this is the evaporated milk. And now when it comes to the condensed milk, I want to caution you because it can make it super sweet. In my family, we never used condensed milk. We just added sugar. Condensed milk makes it a lot milkier and very, very sweet. So I'm actually going to take the spatula. I'm probably only going to put in about a quarter in there because that to me is a lot of sugar for me, for my taste. But I'm going to go in and taste it. Mix it up in there. I have a spoon. It's actually not sweet enough. So you're gonna have to adjust it to your own taste. So I'm actually gonna put half. There we go. Just mix it up. things that you have to make sure every time you're serving it, especially after you put it in the fridge, is to always mix it up. Because the ones in the store, the powder dissolves, but these always kind of have a little bit of the graininess, so you want to make sure that you mix up the rice. If not, it's going to be just very, it's going to be lacking in flavor. That's it. Use about a half, but you may want it sweeter. It depends on, everybody has a different taste buds when it comes to sugar. Then what you want to do is put some ice in there, put it in the fridge for about a half an hour for it to cool. But if you want to serve it right away, you can just I have a bunch of the condensed milk in my hand, but you just want to grab some ice. And you can just pour it in. And the powder is there actually more for aesthetic reasons. So just be a little bit careful because you don't want too much. I'm just going to put a little bit because then it's going to be too much. All right, there's your horchata one. Any questions? Thoughts?
I was trying to find the clapping emoji that you can send up on Zoom. The like, you can like click on the little thing and it pops up in the corner with the clapping. But oh, that was, oh, Sarah put it up.